Welcome back to the Everfest set review with Byakko, the Mistwalker. So today we're going to be talking about probably the most hated class in all of Flesh and Blood. That would be the Runeblades. So why the Runeblades the most hated? Well, because they're really good. And everybody knows it. So I'd like to implore LSS at this time to have the next two sets not have any single Runeblade cards in it. That would be fantastic. Because I think we're all sick of dying to Runeblades at the moment. But I digress. So first up in Everfest, we're going to talk about the new Majestic equipment. So this is Vexing Quillhand. It blocks for 0. It has an action to destroy it, create 2 Rune Chant tokens, and then has go again. It also has Arcane Barrier 1. So, make sure I have all my card names correct. So right now, Runeblade already has a piece of equipment for the arms. That's Grasp of the Arknight. That one blocks for 2, has Battle Worn, and once per turn you can pay 2 to create a Rune Chant token, and it could cost an additional 1 to activate for each other Rune Chant you control and gains go again. So what are the pluses and minuses here? Grasp is better if you're going up against a deck that is dealing physical damage to you, where you have something that you can block with twice and still have the ability to make Rune Chant here or there as needed to trigger arcane damage or other abilities, which we'll talk about with the cards that they have in this set. Vexing Quillhand, on the other hand, is another card that allows you to prepare for, say, a mirror against another Runeblade or even a wizard, so that you have the arcane barrier if needed. So my overall guess is you're going to run both of these in your classic constructed deck or even your blitz deck. And for whichever matchup you need, you'll switch out between the two. Now, obviously, the Vexing Quillhand, once you've blowed it up, to get your 2 Rune Chants, that's it. But you definitely don't have to pay anything for that. It's basically, I'm using it for Arcane Barrier, and I'm trying to pop off this turn and kill you. So, they're vastly different cards, but I think it's ones that will easily slot into both your Blitz and your Classic Constructed decks. Alright, next up we're going to talk about the Majestics. So the first one is Runic Reclamation. A 3 cost, 7 attack, 3 defense. When this hits a hero, destroy target aura they control. If you do, create a Rune Chant token. So, um, let's go over auras. So, typically we see auras in Runeblade decks. Their rune chant tokens are auras. Their soul shackles are auras. You have the spectral shield tokens in Prism. They are auras. So there's some, zero cost auras, if you will. But then you also have, other auras. So Prism has a number of auras that has to be attacked or destroyed to be gotten off the field. You have Guardian auras that stay in play for a turn or a turn or multiple turns, depending on what it is. So auras is pretty well gotten ingrained into our game. So this is both a counter for those auras without you having to directly attack them, or maybe not even be able to destroy them at all. And it nets you a new Runeblade token. Fantastic. Fan-bloody-tastic. As if the Runeblades didn't have enough, right? Definitely going to be wanting this card. Alright. This one's going to be bloody rough to read. Swarming Gloom Veil. You may have seen this piece of artwork. It was on the TCG Player exclusive playmat that they had. I did not scoop this up soon enough, so I feel terrible about it, but that's okay. So it costs 0. It has a 3 attack. If you have played or created one or more auras this turn, it gains Go Again. Alright, that's already bad. If you have played or created 2 or more auras this turn, it gains +1 attack. Okay, not terrible. If you have played and or created 3 or more, it gains, when this hits a hero, they can't prevent arcane damage from sources you control this turn. LSS, you have to continually giving Runeblade the best flipping cards. Oh, this card's a nightmare. Now, granted, as written, it's only a 3 attack, maybe a 4 if you've created or played 2 or more aura cards. Speaking of aura cards a minute ago, and there was one from Tales of Aria that hadn't seen a ton of play yet, but my gosh, it's ripe for the picking. It's Sting of Sorcery. Yes, that is an aura that costs 0. I expect this Majestic to be a little on the expensive side, simply because of the effect that it produces and the fear that it puts in your opponent. Because not being able to prevent the arcane damage is like, what's the point of even having arcane barrier, right? Next up is Revel in Runeblade. This is the last majestic for this section. 0 cost, red, 2 defense, Runeblade action. If you have played an attack action card and another non-attack action card this turn, create 4 rune chants. At the beginning of your end phase, destroy all rune chants you control. So all 3 Runeblades wants to play a non-attack and an attack action. Chain is probably the person that best takes full advantage of this card because of their soul shackle setup and the way they can play a non-attack action with go again into create a soul shackle into an attack without go again, and then play this and then another attack, particularly when he can play them from his soul or from his banished pile. I'd say there's a few classes that's going to get worked over by this card, particularly if you can make this work. I strongly believe this one's going in chain. I think it's going to depend on how Viserai is built, and it's be interesting to see if Briar can actually play this, because obviously Briar wants to play very similarly non-attack into attack actions. And if they play 2 non-attack actions, then they can have a go again on their attack action, etc. So we'll see, but I'd almost say this is automatic for chain. Now to the rares. Runeblade incantation. This is a 1 cost Runeblade aura. 2 defense, go again. It enters the battlefield with 3 verse counters on it. At the beginning of your action phase, remove a verse counter from it, and if you do, make a rune chant token. Otherwise, destroy Runeblade incantation. So obviously what this does is it's a constant or semi-constant source of rune chant tokens from an aura. That's going to be when as we get down to the commons in this set, you're going to see a distinct theme about auras. So the red one produces has 3 tokens on it, the yellow has 2 tokens, and the blue has 1 token. So it's itself is an aura, plus it creates a rune chant token, which is also an aura. Now, this is why auras are important. Drowning Dire. So this is a 2 cost, 5 attack, 3 defense on the red pitch. Drowning Dire. If you have played or created an aura this turn, Drowning Dire gains Dominate. Now, what was I saying about chain a minute ago? I create a Soul Shackle. Soul Shackle is an aura. Now I can play Drowning Dire as a 2 for 5 with Dominate. Give it go again. And when Drowning Dire hits, which you're unless they end up playing a defense reaction, it will. You may put a non-attack action from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. Wow. I guess we're all glad that Chain got neutered in the previous set, because, buddy, he is making out like a bandit now. The other two, the yellow is for 4 and the blue is for 3. Reek of Corruption. So this is a 2-cost, 4 attack, 3 defense, red pitch, Runeblade attack action. If you have played or created an aura this turn, Reek of Corruption gains. When this hits a hero, they discard a card. Now, I'm not quite as fond of this one as I was Drowning Dire, because Drowning Dire locks them in a position where they can't do anything. This one can still easily be blocked, and it's costing you 2 to do 4 damage at a base level. So I'm not quite as high on this one. It does feel the same purpose. You want to be creating auras, whether that's Rune Chance, whether that is Soul Shackles, or whether that is you're playing your non-attack actions auras. And of course the scale is worse because the yellow is 3 and the blue is 2. Not as high on this one. Dear Lord, what have we done? Shrill of Skull Form. This is another 2-cost. The red pitch is 4 attack and 3 defense. And if you have played or created an aura this turn, Shrill of Skull Form gains +3 attack. So this is a 2 for 7. If you have created a Rune Chant token, a Soul Shackle, or played any other aura. Now, this one doesn't have go again. Doesn't matter. Chain says, hi, I'll make a Soul Shackle. We'll give this thing go again. Now I'm going to attack you for 7. Looks like meat is back on the menu, boys. I mean, even the yellow is 3, but that means it's hitting for 6 if you have chained this together. And even the blue is a 2, with the bonus is a 5. Holy crap, people. And that is the end, mercifully, of the Runeblade cards from this set. Leave me a comment below and tell me which card you like or hate the most, depending on your perspective. Come back later for another video as we go over the cards for the Wizard class. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, even in Wraith, there is no escape from the tiger.